Well, we didn't know he was making a recording.
So he was more spontaneous.
Are you rolling?
No.
Oh, that's just... This is just chit-chat.
We're just practicing, sitting in front of a microphone.
Okay.
Me interviewing people, right?
You nervous, Bob?
I don't know what to say.
Oh, I emailed Colie your question.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, you
well,
got the
give me the answers then.
I forwarded it to Bob. I don't know if you checked his email recently.
You emailed him the... Did you email me the answers
No.
to the questions?
No, I haven't checked it in a couple of days.
Oh. Okay, well.
I want the answers.
This will be even more fun.
Now, guys, he's gonna ask the questions, and there's no redos or anything, or can there be redos?
There can be redos. I'll edit it out.
Okay.
I'll make sure to
Oh,
keep
come
only
on.
the stuff that makes people
Keep the
sound most
takeouts
ridiculous
in.
as possible.
Edit me out.
That's easy for me.
He's not kidding.
All right.
All right, this is Colie Brice. We're at eastported.com. You're listening to our podcast on Spreaker.com, and we've got the one, the only, the Oracle, Bob Dewitt, up on the hill from 93.3 WSHD in the house, and he's here to talk to us, and in particular, Fiddle Chick herself, Denise McCurdy, about her most recent shenanigans here in Eastport and recording of her latest album and local performances. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Bob.
Okay. When did you get started in music, Denise?
When I was 7.
Okay. What do you ask next? I don't know.
Well, what inspired that early interest in music, Denise?
Well, I started taking classical violin lessons when I was 7 until I was 18.
Did you do it because you wanted to take the lessons, or did you have like really meanie parents that made you? You gotta play the violin.
Well, I actually...
How come these parents have German accents?
Excuse us, ladies and gentlemen. We've got some interference. There's a heckler there in the back. All right, security, take that one. Okay, we're back under. Okay, Denise, pardon the interruption. You were saying.
I had a 103-year-old great-grandfather that was my big inspiration for playing the violin.
He might have been German.
And he was Czech, actually.
It was checkmate.
And he played the violin, and none of his children or grandchildren played the violin. It was only me. So
you got to hear him play when you were a child.
I actually got to play with him till he was 103.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. So, and I had to put a plug in for him. He was the first bandmaster at Texas A&M University. He started the Fightin' Texas Aggie Band.
Whoop, whoop.
Woo-hoo! Kick 'em. Oh, no, that's Hook 'em Horns.
They can't see it anyway.
So I take it you were born in Texas.
Yes, I was
Okay.
born in Houston.
How did you find Eastport, Maine?
Well, you want to tell him, John?
You tell them.
We were on our honeymoon in 2005, and we had been way up in the Gaspé Peninsula and coming back through New Brunswick after going to Nova Scotia and Cape Breton, and we came through to Deer Island, went across on the ferry from Deer Island to Campobello and saw Eastport through binoculars. And I thought, that is the most beautiful town I've ever seen. So we went on to Campobello, went to visit some friends in Lubec, went back to Texas, and a year and a half later, John said, "Where do you want to go this summer?" And I said, "Eastport, Maine." I never forgot it. And then we came, stayed 2 weeks, rented a little cottage, and just started looking at real estate. And then the next year came back for 6 weeks and rented an apartment. And then we found a house and we bought it and had it fixed up. And here we are, 9 years later, almost.
And the house is where my friends grew up. Carl Young and his brother and mother and father.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We met him.
We were
Yep.
kids. That was Bill and Marion Young's house.
Pearl's her name.
No, Marion.
Well,
Carl's mother.
Pearl's his wife.
Yes.
Pearl's wife. Yeah, we met them. She's something else. She's a stitch. I tell you what.
Yes, to say the least. And so you moved here, bought some property. They got you right off the first time, didn't we? You hook them, and then you reel them in.
Right.
Once you see the place, you've been here for a little bit, it gets in your blood, the salt water, the air, it's just, it gets you.
Everything.
It
and
does.
and the people.
Yes.
I mean, it was just, we were just amazed. I mean, like, we hadn't even bought a house here, and we were already asked to go to parties and that sort of thing, and it was like, wow, I really like this place. So, it's
We've
wonderful.
lived in Texas where it's kind of hard to get in the clique, so to speak. You know, the people, the old timers. You know, and it wasn't any trouble for us here. And I think probably music opened that door. However,
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I've seen that a bunch of times. Yep.
Yeah, it even makes you tolerable for being away from away.
From away.
From away. You'll never be one of us. You're from away. You'll always be from away.
Help me.
You might play guitar, but you'll still be from away.
From away. Ah!
So I have a question. Were you guys playing music together prior to getting hitched?
Yes. In fact, that's how we met, was through music. And we were playing in a little gospel group that went to nursing homes. And John was quietly over in the corner playing his guitar. And I was playing my fiddle. And there were probably 7 or 8 people in this group. And we really didn't know each other exactly, but sort of, you know, we'd go out for ice cream afterwards. But then I started playing in different restaurants, and he would come in and sit in and rattle the bones with the group I was playing with, and I fell in love with his bones.
So you literally jumped his bone. That's pretty saucy.
that's where the edit comes in, right?
Oh no, we're leaving that in.
Over there.
So that was it.
So, how did you get introduced to Celtic music?
Well, John brought a CD home that had some Celtic tunes, Irish tunes, and I had never really listened to Celtic music before. And I absolutely fell in love with this CD. And then we decided to go to Ireland. And that was it. Fell in love with the Irish music. Then we came back, and then we went to Cape Breton. And then I fell in love with the Scottish music. And hooked. No more country. Unless I have to.
Well, that's good because the Celtic and the Scottish and the Irish and all same area, the music is toe tapping and can get you going, and it's fun music.
It is.
It's fun music.
It's
Even
wonderful.
If you've gone to a wake.
It's wonderful.
Fun music.
That CD she mentioned, I was in a mall, and there's a store was going out of business, and they were playing a CD, just, you know, background music. And I thought, boy, that's a neat tune. So I went over and I said, what's the name of that CD? And she said, I don't know. I don't even know where the box to it is. We're just playing it for the background music. And I says, well, everything else is for sale in here. Is that CD for sale? And she said, yeah, I guess so. So I bought the CD and brought it home. That's how we ended up with started on the Celtic stuff.
You're the troublemaker.
And the name of that tune was A Star County Down. And another little aside is we played that tune, The Star County Down, for a long time. And then when she said we went to Ireland, we went in a pub. And you could just walk in and ask them if you could play, and they'd say sure. And we started playing, and like I say, we played that tune for a couple of years, and we played it, and people started singing words to it, and we didn't know they had words. So it's a popular song over there.
Cool. The Irish Lake of Hardy.
Yeah, late.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I gotta go to bed with something. So you started the wife on Celtic music, or the girlfriend at the time, and then you come up this way where, as a kid, this is what we grew up listening to. And my grandfather used to play an accordion. He had two. He had one that we could mess with, and one that nobody touched. And every time me and my brother went out, he'd take the accordion out and he'd have us dancing. And of course, growing up here, there weren't no American TV. We got Canadian TV. So that's how we got introduced to it. We thought we were Canadians. Not no more. But it's good music. It's fun music. Happy, even the sad Celtic Irish music is happy music. That's good. That's good.
So Denise, how do you think those Celtic influences kind of cross-pollinated with the kind of creative inspiration derived from your experience living here in Eastport seasonally?
Oh my goodness! When I look out at that water, it just it to me it's just it inspires that kind of music. And I say Eastport fulfills the senses, smells, your sight, everything. I mean, it fulfills every sense. And I think when I am writing music I'll sit there in a little rocking chair and just look out the window with my mandolin, and things just come, and it's just the beauty of it that is.
So the fiddle chick actually writes on a mandolin.
The fiddle chick actually writes on the mandolin.
Dun dun dun!
Secrets.
It's a scandal.
I'll tell you what's kind of neat is the violin. We drive up here. It takes us 3 weeks to get up here the last time. The violin doesn't work too well in the truck. She poking me with a bow. So that's what she plays. She plays the mandolin.
Cool.
I don't have to turn the radio on. She plays music all day long on the mandolin, writes songs.
Nothing wrong with
5,779 miles.
And then she gets the fiddle out when we get where we're going, and then she puts the tune on the fiddle then. But she learns it on the mandolin.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mandolins are neat, anyway. That's kind of back to the Irish, Scottish thing.
Yeah.
So you've been pretty prolific the past several years since you've been here. You start off like local gigs in the Salmon and the Pirate Festival, and then a couple years ago you were supposed to play some event, but you were leaving, so you needed to record it so they could play a recording of you, and that ended up becoming your first album as Fiddle Chick Picky called Autumn in Eastport.
Right.
How did that come to be?
Well, it started with Colie Brice and meeting him at a party.
Oh, that would be me.
And,
it's Lucky McDougal.
and Buddy and Teeny Tiny. And the Moose. Meeting him at a party, John and I, and we jammed. And then Colie Brice said, "Why don't you all come over? I'd like to record you."